My name is Marcus Sullivan. My nickname's Shakey. I'm a custom painter out of Boise, Idaho. And this is my dad's 34 Ford.
Hey guys, Eric with Retro Rides. I'm here with our friend Sid Sullivan, all the way from Idaho. And with his son Shakey, things got him distracted. I'll deal with him later. Sid brought us this bitchin' 34 Ford. We're gonna do some stuff on it, just upholstery work. Small amount of work compared to what he's got into this thing. What do you got into this thing? Where did it start?
Yeah, the car came out of Auburn, California.
Okay.
I found it on, if I remember correctly, I think I originally saw it on Facebook and then saw it on one of the hot rod sites. It may have been on the Ham, I think is where I actually went to because I had the most. Yeah. But originally the body came from a guy who had a track nose on it.
So did it have the 32 style frame horns on it when you got it, or what was done to it?
The frame was exactly as you see it today.
Oh.
We did nothing different to the frame.
Was this car in pieces when he got it? Or?
No, it's the body set on the frame.
That was it, huh?
And it had a different front end, had a different rear end in it. We wanted the front end to be a different style front end. We wanted the rear end to be picked up. So we started making some modifications, pulled all that stuff off and sold it. I did not want anything to be sharp. And so I asked my friend Matt at Rec Metals and Sean, who did the majority of the work there, I said, round everything, do your best. And so here on the corners here and back here on the seaside, round everything. I don't
nice
want
smooth, no
I don't
triangles.
want it. I don't want sharp.
Yeah.
And some of the pictures that we have, I mean, there's just so many pie cuts to do it. But I was like, everybody ends up doing it because of the time that it takes. Please round everything. Well, when we laid that pillar back here, there were so many gaps in here in the cowl. We just decided, let's just go and create a whole new piece. And so literally it comes here.
So what do you got going on here?
Yeah. Dude.
Is that a secret?
No, you'll know. I picked up a 1958 Century boat. It's a bronze piece, but it's been chromed. And my tack will sit there. It's just that 2 1/4 inch tack. It'll sit right there in the inside.
Oh, it's gonna be
and
killer.
It has a nice little mesh that it'll sit up against, all facing backwards.
Yes.
Yeah, but it's just that old boat style look. Yeah, it'll look great. It'll look great. So the front end will have that open from here down.
Yep.
And then the nose, and then the front end of it is open, but instead of having the traditional 34 grill that everybody does, we just said we're going to do something different. And we will have Corvette grill teeth, inverted, running vertical.
That's going to be killer.
Pipes come out and stick out right here.
Oh, very good.
Straight header.
So under the frame there.
Yep.
That'll be nice. It's too easy to go over anyway.
Retro Kinmont brakes.
Yep.
So we're running Willwoods inside.
Yep.
Everything
so
looks like
stops.
Yep. And then a Super Bell.
How much drop is on that axle?
It's just the traditional 4-inch. I wanted a 5, but during the COVID years, you couldn't find anything a 5-inch.
Yep.
The other piece that I wanted is I wanted a filled beam on the ends.
Yeah.
Good luck. This is the last one they have.
The base is a Murano pearl, which is a real fancy kind of pearl they used back in the day. It has a real subtle look. The fades are candy pink. The inner panel is candy violet over a metallic. And there's a little stripe of silver leaf. This is a lace panel that I did, and it looks really cool, but it's not that complicated. People get kind of blown away by it, but really you just put the lace on, do a couple coats of paint, and then pull the lace off. It's just a stencil. And then there's just more candy around there to give it a unique look. A lot of taping, a lot of work.
So you guys had a little time and body work and paint on this thing, huh?
He does.
Yeah.
I asked him the other day if I could come help sand, and he said, nope.
Yeah.
That was not my deal. So
Yep.
let's see here. We got a quick change. Winters on the back. It's just running straight gears, no offset. Same
Paints
on top,
the,
same
bells
on bottom.
there, awesome.
Yeah, painted bells. I wanted to get the rear end as high as I could without doing too much modification to the frame. So I just got that high-end buggy spring from
Looks like a T or something.
a Model T.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it was. And what I ended up doing is getting the first free lease from a online that you just buy. I can't remember if I got it out of Speedway. And then the upper ones you can feel up in there. Actually, the first.
There's like a couple in there.
And and I got those from a guy at just a junkyard,
Space it up.
and just to give me an extra little bit of lift. And then I got chromed arms in the back.
You run a disc in the back here too.
Disc in the back with an emergency brake.
Oh, nice.
Yep.
So you don't have to sacrifice safety.
No, that was the wife who said, "Could you just meet me halfway?"
That goes back to this being a driver.
Yeah.
Even though it's going to full-blown show car, it's still a driver.
Roll
Yeah.
pan back here. The gas tank could be, sits vertical this way, comes and fills from this side right here,
Yep.
drops right in. I think it's
Simple and effective.
Yeah.
So our plans, we're going to finish off the trunk here, do a full upholstery to complement the inside. You're going to show it with the deck lit up, I assume. Maybe. Change it up throughout the day.
Marcus just says you change it every day. You just do something different, know?
Yep. We say the same thing in a sea of Mustangs. We'll throw an LS in it. Even though LSs are pretty common, but stuff one in a Mustang, you're going to hurt some feelings. So 34 owners, eat your heart out right now. So.
Well, that with a Hemi.
With the
And a
Hemi.
6x2 and the carb sticking
There'll be
out
no
the top.
questioning going on with this one. Be like, yeah. See what you
I don't know. It's going to be fun. It's going to be awesome.
So, obviously, by the time you guys see this video, you'll probably have already seen this car. But where's it going?
It'll debut.
What are your plans after we're done with it?
Debut at Grand National, which is the last day of January, I think, and the first 2 days of February of 2025. Depending on what the reception is, then we may go to Portland. We might go to Sacramento. The guys over at the Gathering of Rock in Oklahoma, that guy's been after me. So I don't know. I don't know. We may end up doing nothing to drive it around.
Be prepared to travel.
So who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's a gorgeous car.
We like to just show it and let people look at it. If I had it my way, I wouldn't even put a rope around it. I'd just let people come up and and check it out. So.
Yeah, I mean they're all cars at the end of the day,
Yeah.
but there's a lot of time and money put into these things, and
We've had a blast. It's been the best.
having fun. That's what it's all about.
With my
though.
kids, my 2 boys.
Doesn't get any cooler than that.
Uh-uh.
So it's cool that they're all involved so heavily in the cars too. So I'll be anxious to see this thing when it's done. You guys got your work cut out for you ahead for sure. So do we. I appreciate everything, Sid.
Right on.
Thank you.
All the best. Right on. Have at it.
gonna be
Let's roll this
badass.
inside.
So this is a real custom one. It's got a crazy paint job, a lot of stuff hidden on this one that isn't with us, but it'll be a really cool project when it's done and fully put together. But we're going to do a complete on this. So we're kind of diving in. This is the beginning stages here. We're doing trunk, interior, seat, headliner, everything, start to finish. I'm currently laying down some wiring right now, getting it held in here. It runs his turn signals, his fuel pump, his sending unit, all that stuff. And then we're diving into carpet. It's going to be black carpet, tucking, hook and loop, here with some nice black binding, and then everything else is going to be white and pink. So it's going to make the floor really subtle, not really stand out, and everything else is going to be super bright. So all 1-inch 60s style, tuck and roll, pink piping, everything. It's going to be really, really rad. A lot more to come on this project, but we're in the beginning stages. So a little bit later today, there should be carpet right here to show you guys. So the carpet is finished. We got it all dialed in. We got all the nice little binding done around everywhere. So he's gonna have a nice big roll bar back here. We got binding down the tunnel. We ran our wiring actually for him. So this is for turn signals and fuel sender, gas tank, all that kind of stuff. So looks really good. Kind of just finishing up here. So it rolls over the edge down to those sill plates. So it'll be really nice and clean and visible when it's on display at the car shows. And then in the back over here, we've got full carpet done. He's gonna have a gas tank in these hoops right here that's all polished out, so it's gonna look really good. We're gonna be making paneling on all 3 sides and the deck lid up high. And then there's actually a back wall panel that'll sit right up against this edge of carpet right here. So this wiring will actually run between 2 panels right here. So a lot of work to do still, a lot more fitment to come on doing all this stuff to make it dialed, and then we'll start wrapping in 1-inch tuck and roll. So it's going to be nice 60 style, nice true authentic custom. So we got some door panel stuff. All this wood paneling is stuff that was brought to us kind of in the general fitment and was told that we could use it or we could do it our own way. So held them up, kind of been marking them, making them fit a little better. They're pretty rough in there, and that's totally fine. We're also not anticipating to have carpet when these panels were made. So when this whole thing is now being done, I'm just using these basically as a template, but my first pattern through. So I'm able to kind of trim it on the bandsaw a little bit, get it how I like it, and then I transfer it over to actual ABS plastic, which is going to be able to shape to the actual side wall of the inside of there. So this is a kick panel for both sides. We got the rear tray, so we can pan over there and kind of show you some of the stuff I've been working on and trying to make happen. So yeah, we'll head out there. Amazing. So pretty. What'd you do to it? So what we got is we got these nice side panels. They're all made now, so they're kind of sculpted around where the garnish molding will cover the rest of it. We got for the roll bar right here. And then the ABS plastic's just able to actually conform to the side a little better. So it just kind of looks better, fits better. We have 2 walls here. So there's one for this side. There'll be the interior here. He can run wiring and stuff behind it. And then there's actually another one right behind this. That's that wood panel right there that I'm working on. And that's actually for the trunk. So you'll be able to see it from both sides. It's going to be upholstered. So kind of cool. And then we got a front wall here that I am fitting right now and trying to make work. So with these kick panels, this is the driver's one. Just kind of slip in here like so. Fit nicely like that. And then I just need to make this thing, use it as a template, make it bigger because we actually have too big of a gap on these side walls here. So I just want to make sure everything fits nice and snug before I start marking and wrapping basically all this stuff. So kind of just clicking along. It's going to be white and pink vinyl. So all old school tuck and roll, pink piping. It's going to be a lot of work, but it's going to look really, really good. We have some pretty cool ideas of what we're thinking about doing. We're talking about doing these side panels here on the inside wall here to match the outside scallop shape. So it kind of has this dive down right here and curve forward, and then it swoops to here. It'll go like this and kind of cut back. So it's going to try to match the outside is the thought, and then do some cool design in the back. Unfortunately, a lot of this stuff will be mostly covered by seats and panels and stuff, but just knowing that it's there and doing it the right way and just a really cool look is what's important. Didn't go away. I mean, I need to get checked out too. Oh, I still have the itch. Oh, awkward. Oh.
He's like,
We got the headliner going in here, so all white vinyl. It's gonna look really clean when it's all done. This is the beginning of it. We still got 2 more bows to attach back here, but we got it all stapled up nice and tight. Around, this is actually gonna be his rear view mirror bracket because his seat's laid so far back on this chop. And then we got a header panel that got wrapped and it's bolted in. So we're kind of buttoning it up, getting it close. There's 2 bows back here that are actually made back in the day with like kind of like a tar paperish material. And they were pretty rough. So we ended up putting some resin in there and kind of trying to seal it up to give something a good bite to staple to. So that's drying back there, so we're gonna come back to this, but it's in progress. So we got 3 ribs up, 2 more to go. But it's turned out really nice and should be a really good looking headliner when it's done. So I've actually jumped on the seat and we're actually working on cutting that out. So what I do is I burlap the seat first. This is the seat frame over here. It's kind of buried behind some foam. And come up with a design for it, kind of how much I want it to bolster and shape and kind of go from there. So getting what the customer wants and what we can envision and make happen kind of work together. So we came up with this shape. This is a contour together. They get glued together to make the whole run, but this is the back piece. So there it holds on like that. There'll be a bunch of them all glued together. That's the base, this is the back. So they get all glued like that. And they'll make a nice contoured shape there. So that'll be a 1-piece run on the back. And then there's 2 bases with the transmission tunnel running through the center. So it goes like this. It kind of sits right up against that guy. Looks really nice and clean, nice and simple. And so that's what I'm working on right now. So I'm going to glue all these together so I can put them onto the backrest and then start patterning. So yeah, coming right along.
Serious face. All right. Hey guys, Max here with Retro Rides. Today we are wrapping up on the 34 Ford seats right here. And as you can see, we formed them to universally shaped backs and butts.
Taking over for Jeff now, who cannot talk about a product very well and professionally. We've got the foam sculpted now. It's all glued onto the burlap and onto the frames. So this is the backrest. There's 2 bases. One's just sitting on the ground over here. Yeah, it's really nice. And so it goes together kind of like that. So you'll sit at a nice angle so you can get the nice backrest here. And this should be able to have just a little bit of a push to be able to hold you in because this is a pretty good lowrider with the chops. So you got to kind of sit back in it. But we're going to start sharpening this out and making our patterns off it. We use this as the base. So I'll be laying out plastic with T-pins and actually making a full pattern of what my design's going to be from here. So we're going 60s custom style, so it's going to be very authentic, no exposed stitching, all welting. So yeah, we're still working on a color combo. It's going to be pink and white, but we just need to decide where we're doing which colors to make it look the best. So kind of troubleshoot through that and make some sample pieces for the owner and make sure he approves it, and then we're good to go. God damn, you should listen to what he's trying to talk about in there though. We've got paneling for the back made now. So we're figured out a design for this, and we're actually gonna start marking it out, start wrapping this. So hopefully we'll have a fully sealed off trunk here pretty soon. We're gonna do a pretty cool design. This piece goes right here. I'm not gonna put it in right now, but I've got foam on it. I'm gonna be wrapping this one just in white because it's pretty discreet and just hidden, but just covers the back side of his wiring, everything like that. Then inside here, we got 2 ABS panels, this wood panel, and then we have an ABS panel that'll be going up here. And so we got a pretty cool design of how we're gonna do it. We're gonna try to match some of this swoop down body lines that I have here. So I'll show you over here. We're going to come down like this. You'll kind of match this with tuck and roll on the inside, smooth white on the outside. He'll then roll across here from both sides mirrored and then turn up. It'll come straight across the bottom, but turn up and do a stripe through here that matches what's on this hood here for design. So it should look really cool altogether, even though most of this will unfortunately be getting covered by a gas tank back here. The concept's still what needs to be just cool, custom, and the little subtle nut touches just to not wrap them white, make it look really nice. So that's what we're working on. So we got some paneling work happening here. I stitched together a bunch of stuff this weekend, got all ready to glue together. So I'm actually bonding the fabric to the actual ABS paneling. So mid-weekend, we found out that the owner kind of changed his mind a little bit on which color he kind of thought was going to look the best for the vehicle. So we had actually pre-stitched a couple together that were in the pink for inserts, pink welting, white exterior. He kind of thought that might be too much inside the car, so we've actually re-changed the design a little bit to now be this, where it's white inserts, pink welting on either side, a lot cleaner. It's going to be a lot brighter inside. So these are actually the two kick panels for the car right now that will be up in the front. This is a back trunk area that this is just to show what it was going to be originally and how we're going to now change it. So I have the full trunk done. I have a bunch of the panels for the inside done. So sticking them all together right now. We're finishing up some stuff on the inside of the car, wiring and headliner wise, and then we'll start actually throwing these panels in and it'll start actually looking like a car and a lot more transformation will happen. So that's the deck. Yeah, excuse me, knock first. I'm working on the seats right now. So this weekend I was here. I drew out the seats. You can see all my reference tick marks here, the actual pattern of what it's going to be. So it's going to be pretty simple. Where the hard lines are here and around the perimeter will be pink welting or piping. And this will be a tuck and roll insert on both. And so then they flow into each other. So there's the two bases and the backrest right here. I've got the tuck and roll pieces getting sewn here. These are all the other pieces for the full seat assembly. They are, aren't they? Yeah, they look like toilet seat covers, don't they? Yeah, I do. So when I go to the bathroom, then I just like set it down. You know, this is my version of a disposable toilet paper cover or toilet seat cover. But no, these are the bases, the perimeters. Yeah, give me a break. Yeah, the tuck and roll insert will go inside of it like that and get sewn into it. And then yeah, so that's what we're kind of working on right now. And I've got a bunch of piping made right there for it. And we're just doing the whole thing. So hopefully later today, these seats will be together and maybe getting bolted into the car. So we got the headliner all dialed. It's all stapled in here. This is for his rear view mirror. his little dome light right here. His back panel's actually in. All of the side panels are in. He had these polished stainless steel plates on the side that are bolted in. These are plates for a chrome roll cage that'll actually be back here. They'll come forward. Got some nice piping running on the side. His little garnish moldings everywhere. So everything's ready for it. He's got chrome everything. So all these surrounds here around the windows will all be chromed out. The front tilt window, he's got chrome center plates here and stuff for his actual shifter, e-brake, whole bunch of stuff. So there's a lot of shiny stuff to come. Unfortunately, we won't have any photos of that. That's all back in Idaho with him. And yeah, so things are coming along, but everything's actually dialed here. So hopefully we'll have the seat bolted in and resting back here for you guys to see here shortly. We are currently doing floor mats for the car. The guy decided all of a sudden that he wants to see tuck and roll pretty much run the entire floor and cover up a little bit of the black carpet and just make it that much more wild. So we'll go look at the car here in a second so I can show you some of the other things that have been done. But right now I just patterned the floor for where I'm actually put the floor mats out. I'm cutting it out of plastic. So there's this really weird piece. It's pretty intricate in there on the floor that we'll show you here in a second. But I actually also gave myself reference lines here so I can make sure that the tuck and roll is flowing straight, so it mirrors everything inside the car really well and actually looks like it belongs. So yeah, let's go to the car and I'll show you what else we got going on. So we got the seats in, we got the door panels on. So we got a door panel here, door panel here. We're still gonna be running a heat gun over the whole thing. But he actually shipped us, because he is in Idaho and we're in Oregon, so he shipped us this pretty wild stainless it's a valley pan off of a motor that he made into a heel pad for his carpet, which is pretty rad. So he actually did a cutout on the tunnel here and actually has the brake pedals going to be cycling through the middle of it. So my carpet piece will come around this one on this side, and then it'll be the whole piece over there on that side. So we're really close. Goal is to be completed with this car today. So we're going to run a heat gun over all the spots and actually try to tighten everything up a little bit on here, do a once over clean, finish these two floor mats, and just really make this thing pop. So it should be really dialed and hopefully ready for delivery tomorrow with the trailer. So hold on. Yep. What are you doing, Jeff? We're about to film this thing. Okay guys, we got the finale. Here's the car. It's all ready to get delivered. The owner's coming with his trailer a little bit later today. So we're doing a quick wrap-up video for you. The whole inside is done, cleaned, exterior's cleaned, looks really good. So let's kind of give you a quick walkthrough of what this thing finished out with. It is full tuck and roll like we've gone over. We got nice little floor mats, they're all done. He's got this really rad valley pan in here, that's pretty cool. But basically, she's ready for him. So this thing will be released at Grand Nationals here in January of this year. So you'll be seeing this after that, but it's gonna go back to him. He's gonna finish it out. He's got a pretty cool shifter, goes up here, full chrome dash, chrome bezels, everything around, all the garnish moldings on the window, chrome really rad mirror here, dome light, chrome back here. There's even a chrome roll bar that bolts in back here and it goes up and around this window. So it's gonna pop in here really brightly here when he's done with it. So be really, really cool. Looking forward to seeing that. But as you can see, everything else looks really cool. So we'll pan back to the back in the trunk, show you that part. Don't forget the lid too. It's done. So I think what the owner came up with after our original plan was to do all this tuck and roll was going to be pink, and I think that the change that happened really made this thing pop out and be a lot cleaner. So originally this would have been all pink, pink piping, white everything. It would have been really chaotic. This looks super clean, super rad. So the finishing touches he has to do to this car that we haven't even seen, that we don't even know about really, is that there's a full gas tank here that's all polished out, looks really rad. It's gonna come up to a gas filler up there. He's got this really sweet pan back here. If you look down at the axle, even the axle is painted with pink on it. It's just got a lot of really subtle accents, and so it has a full display being built for it that's going to be backlit. They got a guy coming to Idaho that is out of California who's going to pinstripe the whole car. It's got a one-piece front end that's getting put on it that's a full 60s custom style that will come to a point up here in between the frame horns here. It's got a 50s Corvette grille actually turned upright, so the teeth are this way. Really rad. Hemi motor, actually out of a generator, but an old industrial Hemi from the 60s is going in here with 6 1-barrels that all have little hood scoops poking through. He's got a chromed hood scoop kind of turned backwards that has a tachometer in it right here that's going to face inwards. Just a lot of really cool touches that's going to look really, really good when it's done. So they have a lot of work to do to get this done in the next couple months, but when it's done, it'll be really neat. So it's got a lot of viewings that's going to be happening at different shows and all over the place. I'm Max, and this is Retro Rides, and I do sewing.